So, this one's gonna be about happiness once again, because yesterday we also went through an happiness kind of article on Jeff Bezos and what he thinks about happiness, and this time it's gonna be about Bill Gates, but more after the intro, as every single fucking day. Yeah, and today I'm not having some sound. I do hope that you are having some sound in terms of the intro. You know, there should be some epic kind of, maybe even not epic kind of sound, but there is definitely some sound, hopefully, for you. But yeah, with that being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. This time I've actually just consciously decided to eat something before I'm recording the episode, because I think that, you know, the speaking part is going to be better, you know, if I do just actually have some energy to use up. Yeah, which definitely makes sense. But before I actually go through the whole episode and or go through the whole article, I do want to tell you that you can listen to this particular episode also as a podcast, which means that it is only the audio, which means that you can listen to it, which means that you can passively consume this information, which are going to be provided by me to you in this episode, and or from the article as well, which is a pretty funny and pretty fucked up and good thing. Just because, you could be outside there, you know, and walk your dog while you're listening to the podcast. You could be just, you know, working out while you're listening to the podcast. You could be cooking while you're listening to the podcast, and it is just amazing because you get the full 30 or 20 minute, whatever this episode's gonna be long, just in the exact same, of course it's not gonna be 10 minutes all of a sudden, but you're going to be able to consume it passively, you know, and you also, which means, because the thing is, I do understand, you know, I really understand that people do not have the time, you know, at least if they're not really that interested, to actually watch a fucking 30-minute video about somebody sitting there and fucking reading a fucking article. I know that, you know, and this is something that I truly understand. Therefore, I'm having the podcast, you know, because everybody that does not have the time, but is willing to get the whole experience, you know, of the whole episode, this person should definitely go through the podcast, you know, because this person could just totally be doing something different or something simultaneously besides that, you know, which is really amazing. But enough talking and more doing, as actually it should actually be the case, you know, for many more people, not exactly for me, because I'm doing actually quite a lot, you know, which is actually a pretty common thing, you know. I don't know if you have actually realized this as well, or if you have seen it as well, but people like to talk, you know, and people like to be pretty optimistic about the future. And the thing is, we are just in general not that optimistic about the present, which should definitely not be the case. And it should be a little bit different, because first of all, life is great. Second of all, we can all do shit. And third of all, we can all make change and or create change or make a difference. We all can, especially nowadays. Nowadays, where there's no gatekeepers, you know, there's actually nobody. There's nobody. You have to somehow persuade that you're actually a good singer, that you are a good dancer, that you are a good musician in general, that you are something. There is nobody you are having to pursue. You can just do it. You know, you can just practice your craft and you can just be great. And then you upload your shit on YouTube, or you're just having a podcast or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. And then, yeah, you know, then you're going to get famous. Theoretically, potentially, you know, if you have what it takes to get successful and also kind of famous or whatever you want to be there is no gatekeepers, you know, there's nobody you have to persuade. Nobody but the consumer in the end. The consumer says now, okay, if you're good or if you're not good. It is what it is, and it is just really amazing if you think about that, because quite some while ago, I would say, even though it is not that long ago, people actually had to persuade somebody in terms of Hollywood, in terms of being an author, and actually, trying to persuade a publisher so that this publisher is going to publish your fucking book. They had to do it, but fortunately, we are not having to do this. We, the new generation, I don't know, X? No. Yeah, but and Y. Is it X and Y? I don't remember. But yeah, you know, let's actually go through the article, and I'm going to read the article. Icons and innovators from the Inc.com website. Bill Gates says his level of happiness is much higher at 63 than at 25 because he chose to do these 4 things. The Microsoft co-founder shares wisdom applicable to any generation. This article, by the way, just because I sometimes forget about mentioning it, is by Marcel Schwantz, or Schwantz. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm very sorry. I'm really sorry. And he's the founder and chief human officer from Leadership from the Core. And it is at Marcel SCHWANTES on Twitter. If you want to text him, just because of certain reasons I don't fucking know, then please do that, on Twitter. In the most recent Ask Me Anything on Reddit, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates was asked a host of humanitarian-related questions ranging from topics like climate change to the future of education. About 30 minutes into his live session, questions shifted to the personal life of Bill Gates. Gates, now 63, was asked two compelling questions. Are you happy? And shortly after, through it all, what makes you happy? To the first question, the world's second richest man responded, yes. When I was in my 30s, I didn't think people in their 60s were very smart or had much fun. Now I have had a counter revelation. Ask me in 20 years and I will tell you how smart 80-year-olds are. It is pretty amazing, because I believe in general that everyone just has some opinions on certain things. The thing is, we all have opinions on certain things. Actually, we all have opinions on everything. And therefore, it is also sometimes pretty complicated for persons and or people like me that are doing something every single day that people seem to be relatively interested in. And, well, I do not want to say that they just kind of want to fuck you up and they just want to, piss you off or whatever. It is really not the case. The thing is, everybody has opinions. And everybody also seems to have an opinion on social media. For me, this is just something that I have experienced. Everybody seems to have an opinion on social media and how I should do my content and how I should do this and how it maybe would work better. I do really see and I do really know and I do really also appreciate that people want to help me. They want to help me out. They're giving me feedback. They're giving me just some inspiration as well. And I'm really appreciating that. I really appreciate that. The thing is, not a lot of people have done what I'm doing at this time. Not a lot of people have had a podcast. Not a lot of people have just been having an Instagram page. Not a lot of people have had that. And not a lot of people did that as well. And it is a little bit complicated. And it is a little bit difficult to then believe in somebody that hasn't done what you're doing up to this point and is giving you some tips and feedback. It's the same thing like, okay, you're giving a pro athlete, in whatever sport, you're giving them some feedback and advice what he and or she should be doing. And he and or she wouldn't actually take your fucking advice. So why would she or he do that? You're not an athlete. You haven't done that. You haven't been working out like she or he was working out or is working out. So why would they actually believe in what you're saying? On the other hand, there's something else. There's something else which means or which tells me to listen, because I believe no matter if somebody actually knows shit, about what he or she is talking about, I can still listen. I really don't have to act on what they're saying, but I can listen. I can listen because listening is for free and listening is a pretty great task to do and it's a pretty great thing to do. So I listen. I listen quite a lot and I try to also just take the feedback and take the criticism and think about it. I always think about it, whether I actually want to or not, I'm always thinking about it. It might actually be something pretty good or it might even be something bad. I don't know, but I'm thinking about those things. I'm just thinking about the feedback and the criticism that I get. Whether it be positive or negative, I do just think about it. It might in the end or in the future it's going to get a pretty fucked up thing, because I guess criticism and feedback is always going to be more and always going to get more. And so I actually have to kind of cope with it, which is maybe a difficult thing or maybe even just a really not difficult thing. But I do not know. I for myself do not know. But listen and think if it makes sense what the people are saying. If it does make sense, maybe you even take the feedback. Maybe you even take the criticism. Maybe you even act on it. But you don't have to. You really don't have to. It is what you're doing. You are doing shit and you're the person that is in charge of what you're doing. You decide whether you actually want to do that or not. If it makes sense to you, and if it is somehow like, if there's a reason why you would, then of course do it. Like, why wouldn't you try? Just do it. It for me, at my point of view, it would make sense. Why not? Really, why not? But let's go ahead, really go ahead. Because I do not want to waste your time, and I also do not want to waste my time. But the thing is, I'm really not wasting my time. Is it actually just, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm really sorry. So to the second question, Gates said, some recently said that when your children are doing well, it really is very special, and as a parent, I completely agree. Sometimes following through on commitments to yourself, like doing more exercise, also improves your happiness. Yeah, I would say so. I would really say so. If you tell yourself all the fucking time that you're gonna work out in the future and you're in the end not doing it, of course you're gonna feel bad about it. Especially if it is something that you were really trying to do, or that you should really do, or something that you kind of really look forward to doing, but you're just not doing it because of certain reasons. There are always reasons. There are always reasons why somebody is not doing something, and sometimes it is a reason that other people can understand, and sometimes it may not be an reason that you might not understand. It could also be the thing. But there are always reasons. Sometimes good ones, sometimes bad ones. Breaking down happiness the Bill Gates way. The Bill Gates way. So Gates' counter-revelation of happiness in his 60s versus that in his 20s or 30s is an interesting one. In his 30s, things were unquestionably fun from the business standpoint of relentlessly driving Microsoft's original mission to put a computer on every desk and in every home. But that mission was fulfilled, at least in the developed world. Things have since shifted for Gates. He recently shared in a Facebook post, "When I was in my 20s and early 30s, I was fanatical about software. I didn't take vacations or weekends off, and I wasn't interested in getting married. Obviously, that changed when I met Melinda. Melinda is his wife, and there's also the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is donating quite a lot of money, if I remember correctly, and maybe is even doing some research, but I don't know that. Like, take it with a grain of salt, maybe you check it yourself. I don't know. It could be the case. It could really be the case. He is now enjoying the fruits of his labor through his family and personal life ambitions, as well as fulfilling his larger-than-life vision of ending the world's extreme poverty and hunger through Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation." Well, yeah. But before you say, "I am not Bill Gates, I don't have the same luxuries in life," you don't have to be a billionaire to achieve the happiness of which he speaks. Paraphrasing his new revelation in life, here's how anyone can achieve the same level of happiness as Bill Gates. And now there's going to be, I guess, a few points, 4 points, yeah? 4 points on how you can do that. Or I at least hope that this is going to be actually giving you some sort of a plan, or me giving some sort of a plan or tactic or strategy or whatever it might be, whatever you actually want to talk about. Because essentially, in the end, there are differences, but in the end, it is somehow the same. It is really not the same, it is somehow the same. Really important. Somehow, tactics and strategy definitely are not the same, but in the end, people understand it as such. But yeah. The first one, follow through on your commitments, which is something that he has pointed out before. How people become smarter as they age is not so much about increasing intellectual knowledge or accumulating more wealth, although both will happen by virtue of making good choices. It is about intentionally choosing and following through on what matters most. Following through on your commitments, as Gates says. Maybe you feel stuck in a dead-end job, chose the wrong career, or feel that you were made for something else, something maybe more significant, or even something just different. Something just different. Maybe you have always been just pretty good at ball sports, as it is actually the case for me, but you have never ever worked on it, and you have never ever tried to actually make a career out of it. And maybe in your 60s and 70s or 50s, 60s, 70s, you're deciding, okay, I'm gonna be a coach. I'm gonna get a coach. because you literally can do it. Of course, you're gonna start in a pretty, I don't know, low kind of level with maybe your regional kind of team or whatever it might be, but this is just better than doing nothing about it, because we all have talents, we all have gifts, as we learned yesterday, as Jeff Bezos was talking about it. We all have gifts, but we also all have choices. And of course we should be using our gifts. Of course, the gifts which are actually the talents that he's talking about, we should use our fucking talents. It is very important to use our talents, because at my point of view, it is really the case that you should definitely work on your talents, because most often, as I'm seeing it for myself, and as I seem to be seeing it for other people as well, the things that you're passionate about are also the things that you're good at most often, because it is just understandable, at least for me. At least for me. I do just really believe and feel like that if you're good at something, then you're also going to be passionate about it. Really often. Not always, definitely not always. There is definitely exceptions, and there is definitely going to be exceptions. But really often it is actually the case that when you're good at something, you also like it. Therefore, I would really say that you should work on your talent, and you should really work on the things that you're already good at to maybe get the best. Or even get the best, because it is possible then. If you're talented at something, it is possible through hard work, or maybe not so hard work, to actually be the best in this certain area. If you're not good at something and you're actually really bad at something and you're trying to be the best at it, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out because there are certain people that are having the talent. Certain people have the talent, but maybe in the end it is also a thing that people that have talent think like, well, yeah, I don't have to work on it. Like, I do not have to do anything about it, which is definitely also not the case. If you're having the talent, you should work on it. Work. That's it. Work is actually the variable, the factor, the reason why you get to something. And it also is the reason why you do not get to something, because there wasn't enough work put into this particular task. But yeah, please work on your talents. A lot of people tell you, okay, you should really kind of work on your flaws, you should really kind of try to, change it up, because it is not a good thing and you are not really good at it and whatever. I wouldn't necessarily say so, because the thing is, you're not good at it. Yeah, you're not good at it. For example, I'm not good at, I don't know what I'm not good at. Definitely spelling, but it might not be the best example. Therefore, let's actually take spelling. I'm really the shittiest speller on the whole fucking planet. I can't spell. Maybe it is actually some disease or some shit like this. I don't fucking know. The thing is, I can't fucking spell. I can't do that. I really do not know why, because I can read, but it is actually the case for English and German, I'm not able to spell in German, and I'm also not able to spell in English. Sometimes. I'm actually having a lot of spelling mistakes in my postings and whatever. A lot of people actually also come up to me and are like, well, yeah, you're having just some spelling mistakes. It is just really low quality. Yeah, not necessarily. But I'm really not trying to work on it. I really am not. Because, I don't know, I'm just not good at it. And I'm gonna get somehow decent, maybe, if I really work on it, but is it actually worth the time, working on something that is like, I don't know. If you just really love it, if you really deeply believe in it and love it and whatever, please also work on things that you're not good at. If you love it, totally do that. Really, totally do that. Do this. But let's actually move ahead. Let's move ahead. While it is totally normal to question your career direction of motivation to do your job, what is not normal is for these feelings to reside permanently in the deepest crevices of your mind when you know you were made for something bigger. If you grapple with thoughts about what if, start the beginning of your journey with this question: am I doing what I want or what most matters to me? At some point, a person needs to break the cycle of swallowing his own voice to speaking into his truth faultlessly about what matters. When you ask yourself what you want, and you hear from deep down inside your gut, this is what I want, that discerning voice is the voice of truth to which you should commit wholeheartedly. Definitely, definitely, because I totally believe that everybody's meant to do something. Something. Whether it be writing books, whether it be cutting videos, whether it be making videos, whether it be sports, whether it be being an athlete, everybody is meant to be someone and to do something. And also not everybody is meant to do everything. I'm not meant to be an author because I can fucking spell. I might have a ghostwriter or something, but I myself, I am not meant to be an author myself because I can't spell. At least not in this way. I do just need somebody to correct all my mistakes and whatever. Then it could work. But yeah, the thing that I'm definitely not meant to be is a fucking corrector, that is correcting somebody else's fucking spelling mistakes. No, it just wouldn't work for me. It wouldn't work, So I'm just really not good at it, And I also do not want to do it, I'm just not made for that. This is it. The second thing. Have a mindset of giving. The late motivational guru Jim Rohn said, "Only by giving are you able to receive more than you already have." Through his generous foundation, Gates has achieved this on a scale most of us reading this article can't fathom. In 2006, his close friend Warren Buffett, now the third richest person on the planet, signed papers that gave $31 billion of his fortune to fund the Gates Foundation's work in fighting infectious diseases and reforming education. Closer to home, consider giving for your own well-being. Science has confirmed that giving makes us feel happy, is good for our health, and evokes gratitude. On Harvard Business School report even concluded that the emotional rewards are the greatest when our generosity is connected to others, like contributing to a cancer-striking friend's GoFundMe campaign. And you needn't restrict your idea of giving to financial generosity. Consider as well the positive impact of giving your time, mentoring others, supporting a cause, fighting injustice, and having a pay-it-forward mentality. The third one, treat your body like a sacred temple. Gates said that exercise leads to happiness. He's an avid tennis player, and according to research, he's dead on. Exercise has been shown to improve your mood and decreases feelings of depression, anxiety, and stress. Might be the reason why I'm just constantly fucking happy, which is amazing. You should also be that, but not by forcing it. Not by forcing it, just by having a life and having a framework that you just love. Conversely, if you cringe at the thought of having to fight for a treadmill at a crowded and sweaty gym, your mood can benefit from a simple exercise no matter the intensity or length of it. One study of 25 women diagnosed with depression showed that exercise of any intensity significantly decreased feelings of depression. In fact, it reduced depressed mood 10 and 30 minutes following the physical activity, which is amazing. So please do some sports, please move your body. Please just do something. I do not even care about what it is. You can do yoga, you can do just some jogging or whatever it is, even though it's really light and you're not even gaining anything. You're not burning anything, gaining anything, just please move your body. Your body is meant to be moving, as well as you're meant to be somebody that you're also trying to be, and or somebody that you're not trying to be. And maybe you're even not meant to be the person that you're trying to be, which is also something very, very interesting that you should be thinking about, and I also should be thinking about. We all should be thinking about. And the fourth and last one. Put family first. As he suggests, Gates' priorities shifted to more focus on family life and a special feeling of seeing his children excel in life. The choice not to place family life on equal pair with or even ahead of career priorities can be costly. Scientific analysis of the causes that lead to death in the workplace listed, among other things, long hours and overtime and work-family conflict as common sources of workplace stress destroying the health of US workers. If work-life balance is a struggle of guilt because you think your business or career will suffer, the solution is simple. Set non-negotiable boundaries around your family priorities first and then use the same rigor to place strict boundaries to work. Having solid lines around each area of life will ultimately make you more focused, efficient, and effective at work. And your kids will love that daddy or mommy comes home on time to watch a ballad recital or little league game. Of course they will, but I also do have to say that you should really not judge yourself if it is actually not the thing that you're doing. because it won't make you happy, because you're so an workaholic, you just like to work, that it wouldn't just make you happy. And I believe that if you're really not happy, then also the people around you are not going to be necessarily be made happy by you, just because you yourself are not happy, just because you yourself hate your life. I don't fucking know. Really not good. Really not good. A question from Cora, as every day. It's pretty difficult, it is really, really difficult to find a pretty good one that somehow also kind of contributes to many lives and not only to one or two or three people, would be really amazing. Is almost all graphic design now digital produced? Nowadays, nearly everything, but not everything. There's still like etchings and then all other stuff, woodcuts, different stuffs that is actually graphic design, but it is done manually. So, well, actually, it's not digitally, but it's analog. Yeah, this is the word that I was searching for. The word that I was searching for. I think the next episode is going to be actually a little bit of a shorter one, because I do have the time to record 2 today. I guess I'm also going to do that. I'm not quite sure. It might only be this one, but I'm going to see it, and you're also going to see that. Let's actually, I'm gonna take this one. No, I'm not gonna take this one because I don't understand it. I'm gonna take that one. I've already answered this one, and this question would have been, how do I get myself to become motivated and just study all the fucking time? And the second one is basically the same one. How to become good at prioritizing tasks? I think this might be a good one. So how to become good at prioritizing tasks? I do believe that we will and always will be prioritizing the tasks that are literally important for us. If you kind of feel like, okay, it is just something that I want to prioritize, then it's going to get a little bit difficult. If it is something that you do just like to do and do just love to do, then you're naturally going to do that, because it just makes sense for me, or it would make sense for me. The thing is, can you do it differently? Can you somehow simulate the act of, okay, having something that you actually like to just prioritize it? I don't know. Like, the thing is, you do basically have to set the framework for your life so that this is going to be a priority. One of my priorities definitely is recording the episode. I'm always going to record the episode. There's always going to be time for myself to record the episode. Always. No matter what. No matter what is happening, I'm always going to have the time to at least record something. It doesn't necessarily have to be just 100% the thing, but it just has to be it. And I guess it also has to do something with habit, If you're having a habit of doing something all the fucking time, it do just gets some prioritization. It do just gets prioritized by you, just naturally, just actually subconsciously. And then it is prioritized. So I guess, let's say it's learning, learning for school, which is often something that a lot of people are not really willing to do it in the morning. If you're able to learn in the morning, which might be the case for some people, just do it. Let it be the first thing that you're doing in the morning, because there's then no way you can kind of forget about it, and you will always have time in the morning. There's never ever going to be something in the morning so that you do not have the time to actually learn. It's actually a pretty good thing, to actually kind of figure out when the best time for you is to do what you're willing to do. I think it's actually, this would be my kind of option, I guess, or my kind of solution. If it is maybe a solution, this is what I hope. But yeah, this is going to be the end of the episode, This is going to be the end of the episode. I really do hope that you have liked it. I really hope that you have enjoyed it and also learned something. And yeah, I wish you the best health, of happiness, and also success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself on how you're going to be remembered, which basically is your legacy. Because legacy truly is and will ever be, I guess, important, at least to some people. If it is not important for you, then okay, fuck it, it's also okay, I guess. But we can shape it, we can shape our legacy, and we can totally shape how we are going to be remembered. By being a nice person, for example, chances are pretty high that you're also going to be remembered as a nice person. But the thing is, there's still going to be someone that dislikes you or even hates you. No matter how generous you are and no matter how nice you are, there's still going to be someone that hates you. But yeah, also think about your purpose, and 3 questions that might help you with that are: what are you trying to change? Why are you here? And what is fucking you up the most? And not just pissing you off the most. Whatever you like. But yeah, I see you next time, and I hope, at least, I really hope that I'm going to see you the next time. And with that being said, I wish you a good day, and a good night. Whatever, time zone shit,